Well, I just wanted to get started as soon as I found out. Here we are in the Richat structure. Yesterday, so CM Wood Guitar's got 34 videos, but most of his videos are about guitars. So if you, I don't know if he's building them, but if you're in what appears to be Thailand and you want a guitar, why don't you go to CM Wood's website, check it out. But look at this new video he did yesterday. Right there. Another trace of an ancient foundation. I'll show you. Well, I'm just going to show you a few things that we already have seen. That, to me, thing seems a little too parallel. Not sure what that could have been. I'll show you where that is in the Richat structure. There you go. And if you go back in there, you can see something that I found. I thought it looked like one of those castles. Where is it? There it is. You can see what I call the tooth wall. It's right there. And there's another one right nearby that was found right there by CM Wood. He found that one. You can clearly see the tooth wall there. And that is all located right about here in the Richat. There's lots of things you can find. We've got the rectangle here. There it is. And in addition to that, there's a couple of other things around here that are kind of interesting. It's kind of hard to see. I'd love to get a drone right down in there. But let's go over here to some new stuff. And of course, you have to thank CM Wood for this. He found it, and then I went in there and I looked at it and I found some other stuff. Now this is my bad news, and I'm asking anybody. Somewhere around here there is a duplicate of the castle. It's out here, and I first looked at it. I said, "Oh, that's not important. It's not inside the Richat structure," but it matched the castle, and I found it right away. And I zoomed out, and then I started looking at some other stuff, and I tried to zoom back in. I couldn't find it again. I have to thank CM Wood for that right there. Now, something that I did find while searching was down here. Check this out. It's right around here somewhere. I think it's right there. Where did I put that? It's got to be right here. There it is, right there. Now we do have the tooth walls, kind of. They're very strange, these things. I really want to know more. And look, you've got the corners. And look at this. There's like an older one right there. That's like another corner. I mean, come on. That's like a matching triangle. Some other stuff over here. And then you've got these little things. You've got the tooth wall going from here to here. I'd love to know what those are. That looks like something, but when I got in close, I didn't really see anything. But you definitely have a triangle here, and just can't seem to find that one, what matches the castle. And if you're talking about castle, what's the castle? I can zoom right in there and show you the castle. It's right here. So it was one more of these things, but there was someone living there, and you could see modern day occupancy, and they had all sorts of trees and stuff all over it. And it was in a color that was really dark, like this. It was like that color. So I was looking here, and I got lost. I couldn't find it. I mean, I'm sorry, right here. I was looking all over for it. If anybody can find it and tell me where it's at. I thought it was up here. Speaking of which, I did find this. I think this is pretty cool. Look at those. Now those have the same circles. And not just that one, but this one here. Those are way outside of the Richat structure, but they do have a matching circular corners. Not too much on the tooth wall, but they have something going on there. Love to see a close-up of that. And that's way up outside of the Richat structure. And that castle that I was talking about somewhere around here, And I found it, and like I said, I zoomed away, and then I couldn't find it again. And trust me, I spent about 12 hours looking for it. I thought maybe I made a mistake and I was looking here, because when I first zoomed in, I kind of forgot where his video was. This is the highest peak right here. These are the highest mountains. But this right here, that's where I first started searching, and I was looking around maybe in here, but it's a real rabbit hole when you start getting close. And you know, if you want to try looking at this on LSD, you can probably have a really good time. But I was looking all over here for that castle, because I even looked into my history and I found that I was right here. I wasn't down here. I was here in the history. It was the first thing I found. I zoomed right in and found it. And I was like, oh, well, that was easy to find. And then I never found it again. So these structures in the Richat, you can find them everywhere. There's another one over here that we already know about. And there's a rectangle right over here. That's not really the tooth wall, though, but it's very interesting. See my other video for other items. Those triangles that CM Wood found, let's just get it back again. They match the ones that are at the other end. I mean, we're talking 35 miles away, 35 kilometers. These triangles here. And if you go in, you can kind of see some people are living here. But you see some other remnants of stuff around here. But I can't find that castle, and I thought it was right here. The rest of this video is from yesterday, when I realized I couldn't find that castle. You could probably stop watching now unless you want to understand my mindset and where that castle is. It just drove me crazy, and I really went down the rabbit hole on that one. Yeah, I don't want to play his video because of the Google rules, but before I do show you, I'll just go over all of the ancient foundations. So the middle doesn't really have any ancient foundations that we've seen. I mean, we see some stuff that I showed you, and you can see this group of buildings here where somebody's living. We're pretty close to the center. And there's this thing down here that's interesting, but obviously with the distance, this is nothing special. But those look like some weird ancient or antique walls. That's not really the one. And of course, everybody knows right over here is where Jimmy pointed out the castle. And I'm not sure if anybody showed him that. The castle, just a nickname for now. But I do want to talk about these teeth. I'll show you something else that I found. There's all these other, what appears to be like the same color. You know, it looks like it might be something, like some type of a block. This is big. This is like 200 feet across. Okay, so now one thing that I did find that nobody else found, I gotta back out a little bit more, kind of get lost. Yeah, it's over here. So it's directly over here, 13 kilometers. And it's this little piece here. It just go right on top of it. And I didn't find this. Somebody else showed me that. I saw a few. And there's this other one right over here. This looks like it must be older. This is all in my older videos. I'm not trying to bore you with the past information. But that's what I call the temple. I call that the new temple and the old temple. And this is bigger than Stonehenge. And those look like boulders. And those are 5 meters across. Actually, this one is 5 meters across. Check out my other video if you don't believe me. And what I did find is over here. Nobody else showed this. This is me. I get the credit for this. This is like some other boulders that have been lined up, and you can see a line going across here. And if that doesn't convince you, there's another one right over here. Where did it go? This is Google Maps. I like to use Bing Maps because things are a little different. I just gotta find it. Where was that? I always get lost. I guess it's right here. That looks like it right there. No? Where are we? Alright, I got it. Oh, there it is. So there's the thing. And that's the new. Look how clear that is. Bing is so much better, right? And of course, the old one is out here. And that's like 5 meters across. If you look down here at the guide, you can see it's at least 3 meters if I'm wrong about the 5. So then you go out from the new one and you find this structure here, which is a line of rocks. Those are a lot more prominent now. It goes all the way around there. And then there's another one over here. It's doing the same thing. These are big, huge stones. Not something they're going to do in an afternoon. Those are some really large rocks there. Okay, so those were I think they look religious, but it's just a sense I get. You know, I don't have any evidence to back that up. And I think there was one more thing over here that I had found. And oh yeah, there it is right there. Another crescent. So there's 3 crescents right there. 1, 2, 3. I found those. Thank you. But okay, going back to some other stuff, what CM Wood pointed out, he pointed this out the first time. It's right down here. And I found something new next to it. So first I'll show you what he showed. Okay, where is that? Is it down here? I got lost again. Where is that? Okay, so the one I found... Alright, I gotta find it. I think it's gotta be right here. Oh yeah, it's over here a little more. Okay, I got lost again. It's not over here, is it? Okay, well, I got lucky because these are the ones that I forgot about. But these I think are totally modern day. And the reason why is because of the car. And the reason why is these weird angles. They kind of match the local. But look at that circle there. I mean, why would those structures even be there? So there's these 2 roads that go through here. And then just go right to the right of it. And you'll find them right there. Okay, so that's those, and then there was this other one. I guess it's way over here. I think it's like right here. Wow, where did I always lose it. Why did I lose it again? Oh, maybe it's down here, that's why. Okay. So the road here goes and it turns over here, and when you go down into it, you'll see CM Wood's thing right there. And I talked about that in the other video, and it seems to be similar to the castle, but at the same time there are some differences. But I call these teeth. There should be like a little entrance. So going to the right over here, I found this other one that was kind of similar. Where did that go? Where did that go? Is that it? There it is. Now check this out. You're going to say, what are you looking at? There's nothing there. Well, there looks like teeth right there. The same teeth that are in those other structures right there. And then look at that shape right there. That's that corner thing. Just like I showed in my other video of something that's up here. I mean, I didn't want to get into it because I'm not going to have a hard time finding it. It was like in the middle over here in my other video. It was really light. I don't want to get into that one. What's that? And of course we have these things down here along this road that's pretty interesting. But they're not very special and they look a little more modern to me. Where is that? The thing is they're in the same ring. Well, there's a, what is that? That looks like Yeah, the triangles. I'll show you the triangles in a minute. Kind of looking for. So now that I'm up here, I might as well go over to the other door that's here. Sorry, what am I talking about? Castle. It's right here. It's right here. It's not this high. There it is. And here there are two structures, one over here and one over here. This one is very, very similar, right, to the castle. It's got the teeth, which could be small rooms, buildings where people lived or something. You know, maybe it was a slave farm. I'm kind of worried about that, you know. And does that look like teeth? Like a little rectangle? You know, it would be really tragic if I'm sitting here trying to research Atlantis and I'm getting all hooked up with slave farms. The other thing here is the triangles on the mountainside. There they are. I kind of thought this could have been the entrance to Atlantis. You go straight between them. These are really big, right? These are like 20 to 50 meters across. That looks like a stone. These look like they're stones. I'm not really sure. There's these other things here. That looks like something like a column, like the base of a broken off column. What's that, a building? There are some buildings here that looks like it's modern day stuff, right? That looks pretty thick and like that. And look at all that stuff out there. That's modern day stuff, right? But these triangles, not sure what that is. And the reason why I want to show you these again is because of what Wood found. Wood found it right up here. Now there's some other stuff I haven't shown you, some other small things, but I don't really want to get into over here. Oh, sorry, it's right there. Where are we? Maybe it is over there. It was this one. You find some. Wait a minute. I'm lost. Oh, I'm too. Oh, it's up here. It's up here. It's like right there at the borderline. I even thought maybe it was a government marker of some sort, but it's kind of different. See, here it is. This is what Wood found. Check out his channel. Give him cred for that. Although it's not coming into focus. There we go. I mean, aren't these similar to the other ones that we found on the other side? I mean, how far away is that? Let's put the measure distance right there, and then go down here to the other one. How far away is that? Where is it? There's a road, so oh, there they are right there. I'll just go right between them. Now, what's the distance? It's done. 53 kilometers away. That's 33 miles. And we're sitting here looking at similar things 50 miles away. And by the way, this is on top of a hill. This is about 70. So this is the highest hill in the area. It's like 700 meters high. That ridge is high as the Atlas Mountains. And you've got, and I'm going to clear this now. Let me just get rid of it. You've got, again, oh yeah, there was one more thing that he found. Where was that? It's like right over here. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. You got this triangle here, and you got this square here, and there's a big, huge, this is 50 meters, okay? 50 meters, so how big is that? That is like 10 meters across. Maybe you can say it's actually at least 8. That thing is almost 8 meters across. Go here, let's put it right there. Look at that. Maybe it's not a stone. I can't really tell, but that right there is for sure more than 5 meters wide. That's like 8 meters wide right there. 1, 2, 3. So that's like 8 meters wide. And this one here, I'm not sure if they're stones. They don't look like stones from here. That looks like a broken off column to me. I don't know what those are. But again, yeah, I don't think they look like stones. What's this? There's some buildings here. So, I mean, there is stuff going on. I think it's a border. And it's not a border for the town. It's a border for their county or province or whatever you call it. Not departments. This is the entrance to a drawer. And this over here is Tirizemor. And then up here is where the crater is. You can see it right there. It's called the Xenomorph crater. Tenemor crater at the Zemmer. But anyways, that's obviously a natural occurrence, right? Not like these man-made structures here. Yeah, there was one more thing that I saw when I was looking around here it looks like it's a modern day version of those old yards. Where did I see that? What's that? Just amazing, this geology here. Just amazing what's going on here. In fact, I should find that yard. It was right around the guy's find, so I didn't really consider it my own find, but where is it now? This is some amazing geology here. What's that? A natural oasis? What's that? So 25 meters. If that's a rock right there. Oh, that's a house. Look at that perfect circle around the house. Look at these old things here. What are those? You know, part of me wants to think they're the bases of columns, but I know it was a long time ago. There's another little circle right there. And some other little clusters that look like they're not too natural. What's that, another circle? So you get these like circles. 1, 2. That's that swirl that I was just looking at. Where's that building? Maybe it's down here a little bit. Kind of got totally lost. It's weird. I totally found a big yard and now I can't find it. It's like right over here. I totally got lost. It was like I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, and then I came over here and it was here. Let me, oh, is that it right there? No, that's a house. Oh, where the heck was it? Alright, I'm totally lost. Too bad. How to find that? Oh, I think it was down here in this area. It was in a dark, dark patch. Yeah, it's right around here. This looks like a little oasis, doesn't it? It's like a skeletal rock going on here. You have more of these rock skeletons along here. Maybe it's right there. What's that? Why is that so square? That's just amazing. Well, there's this. Can you imagine living up there? So basically that looks like it's the road that goes down into the from the top. Like this you have to climb up the mountain and then go back down. I just don't know where that is. It's too bad. See, this is the right there. might have to look that one up. Maybe it'll pop up as the highest mountain. Some buildings here. Oh, that looks like it's water. Look at that ridge. Now that's from wind. And that's because it's one of the highest peaks around. Oh, I give up for now. I gotta take a break from this. Got something else I have to do. Oh, is that it? No. I found it before. It was so fast and I just didn't even think about writing it down where that was. It's no big deal because I don't think it was ancient. It didn't look ancient. I'm going to look around here very closely again and then I'm done. It was matching those castle yards, but it was different. And it was in a darker patch. Look at those stones. Those are big. If there's any question about where they're getting their stones from, they've got to be right here. Look at those. Remember, that's on top of a mountain right there. Those are gigantic. Look at that. That is like almost, that is a long stone. Look at those. Compare it down there to the gauge. That's like almost, that's 15 at least meters long. There's a whole bunch of them, big huge chunks of stone lined up. But it's totally, it's going with the whole fractal shape. So therefore, and look at this, that whole piece right there. Got a lot of stuff up here. I mean, I don't know what that is. That looks man-made, and that definitely looks too symmetrical. Look at that. What is this? Look at those dotted lines. Huh. What's this? Is this like a computer glitch? That looks like a temple. I'm hallucinating. I think we saw that yard like up here somewhere. By these houses. That's why I didn't really think too much of it. Now I'll never find that stuff again. I just lost it again. Oh, there's what I thought was that. So I went up here and then I got lost. It's like right around here. Okay, I'm done. Well, I really would love to find that now that, I mean, at the time it didn't seem important, but now that I can't find it, I'm like, oh, I just want to see that one more time. If you can help me, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I gotta stop. I gotta get back to my life. Have a great day. Bye.